Here we are with an update on the garden, or I should say the harvest of the gardens. I thought I would show you what we're bringing in rather than the plants themselves. They're pretty much the same. We're going to be getting another cold spell here, so they're going to be covered again. And then I think beginning of next week, I'll have them uncovered. So here we are with peppers that we have collected from last week. We've used and given away quite a bit. This box is full of the collection from the big garden, Garden 1. That was on Saturday. This bag we just collected from the garden here, the smaller but yet bigger one. Here at the house, we collected these tonight. These are all the tomatoes from the combination. If you saw from my other videos, that I only have really 2 good tomato plants. And as I am getting some good tomatoes from them, it's not nearly as many as I'm used to getting. I have a lot more of these cherry tomatoes and atomic tomatoes than anything else. Which, the sun sugar tomatoes, my kids love them. They taste really sweet. The atomic tomatoes, they look like they're green, but in there you'll see that they're turning colors. And what I noticed was that as they starting to turn colors, they start to soften up. So I am plucking them once they start to turn and they feel slightly soft. After that, then they get really soft. These are fairly sweet themselves, so I'm not sure how they'll taste in the salsa, but I'm going to give it a try so they won't go to waste. I'm going to combine all the peppers together so you can see the quantity that we are collecting. So give me a moment. So here it is, all separated out. What I have here is a nice large pile of the cayennes, green and turning red. Which, if you only eat them green, which that's usually how we've eaten them, and then the red we've just been actually hanging up to dry. Talk about a little bit more what we're going to do with those here in a minute, but my husband tried one and it has a lot sweeter taste when they're red. Again, we've only usually eaten them green, so that was a little new for us. This nice large pile is the Scotch bonnets. I have 3 plants of those over at the big garden and then one of them here at the house. So we have more than enough of the Scotch bonnets. They have some heat, but we have a few other peppers that have more of a punch. Over here, this small but still fairly large pile for these little guys is the lemon drops. As you can see, we have some that are green, but most of these over here are yellow. They do have a citrusy, maybe slight sweet taste to them. I really want to give them a try in ceviche. I think that citrusy will complement the ceviche really well. Back here, a few more Anaheims that came in. Banana peppers. Right here, the prize which we would like to try. These are the brown jalapenos. As you can see, they've turned brown very nicely. Still nice and firm. We'll give those a try and see if they have a different flavor with the brown skin. Here we have the Buena Muertas. Not a whole lot left of those. That plant is definitely smaller. We do really like the flavor of them. We'll have to put that one in a better spot so it gets more sunlight, as well as maybe plant another plant next year. Now here we have Carolina Reapers. These are the ones that came from the store-bought plant. Looking very good. We have more that are on the plant, which we hope to get more soon. Here we have serranos. That plant was very stunted if you saw that in the video, but I still got a few off of them. Even have one turning red, so that's going to be fun. Right here is the Brazilian starfish. These two have a sweetness to them. Still some nice heat, but you get more of this sweet, and then the fire comes afterwards. I think these two would be a good complement for ceviche as well. Just the sweetness a little bit. They just seem like it would complement it very well. I know I'm skipping around. I'll go to these other ones here in a minute. Chocolate habaneros, my absolute favorite. The plant is very hard to grow. Well, not hard to grow. It's a late bloomer, and it takes a while to mature. There are more on the plant that I have, and I have a couple of plants that I hope also are chocolate habaneros, but they haven't turned colors yet. So turned in color, so I don't know what they are quite yet because of my markers. So side note, biggest thing, make a marker that does not fade in the sunlight. All right, let's see, we over here have our pumas. Absolutely love these. They do change color from this brown that's in the plant, which is even darker, to this yellow in coloring. They have a really good kick of heat, and in the salsa I used 5 or 6 of them in a salsa, and it was a really good flavor, packed a real good punch. Most specifically ghost, we are pretty certain of that. We have grown the ghost before, and this is the characteristic we are used to seeing. Pointed, shrivelly, more on the longer in stature. All right, now let's get to some of these. This is what I do believe is a scorpion. A Trinidad scorpion. I had 4 different varieties, and because I did not do my markers very well, I don't know which ones these are. But we've never seen a pepper like this, so it has to be one of the Trinidad scorpions. Just don't know what kind. Here are the yellow Trinidad scorpions. As you can tell, they are susceptible to rot on the inside. The regular habaneros have a tendency to do that as well. The flesh, or some of the flesh itself, seems to be good, but they are doing that. It's kind of frustrating. Here are the regular habaneros, what we're used to seeing, what you used to see in the grocery store. These are actually doing fairly well. Not too much rot on these. Oh, should be, I think, over there. Over here are Caribbean Reds. At least I'm pretty sure they are. These for sure. These are lighter in color. I don't know if they'll get darker in color, but they seem to be of the same characteristic. And these are Spanish Caribbean Red habaneros. The Caribbean Red habaneros we've grown in the past look a little bit more like this, but turn red. And these have more creases in them, something we are not used to. These over here, I do believe, are also Caribbean Red, but again, they're not turning quite in color, so I don't know if these are maybe a habanero that I didn't realize I was like mixing, or maybe we cross-pollinated and they are doing something different. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure. So that is, oh, well, these are drying out, but the chili piquin, I have both red and yellow. This yellow chili piquin has a different name to it, but I don't remember what it is. I still haven't got out the seed packet to see. These puppies, you take a bite of it, and like a tomato, it bursts in your mouth. Well, these have moisture. They burst in your mouth, and it's like, oh my gosh, flame. If you breathe in, all of a sudden you can feel it go up your nose. It doesn't last long, but man, that juice just goes in your mouth, goes down your throat, can kind of hit your stomach hard, and then goes away. But they're really good. There's a lot on the plant. They're green. I haven't picked them, waiting for them to turn a little red. We'll see how many we get for that. Over here I have been doing a string of the red cayennes. We are drying them out, and our goal is to grind them up and have cayenne powder. Have our own cayenne powder rather than make it or get it from the store. Now the other ones that we haven't got to cooking or freezing, I am just piercing and getting to dry out if they've already gotten to that point. And I don't know, we'll either mix them up or keep them separate and try and find something to specifically do with them. These lemon drops I may keep separate, kind of like put them with maybe a lemon pepper, but have this spice in them for a spicy concoction. We'll see how that goes. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the Chinese 5 colors. Can't forget those. All right, well, this went a little longer than I thought, but there is an update on the peppers, the pepper harvest from the gardens. And there's certainly more peppers that will be coming off of them. I hope to prolong my season at least for another 2 to 3 weeks if possible. So, thanks.